Hey guys, this is Commander Odom. The last video with Vision, I used Spider-Man a little bit and I said I'm going to make a Spider-Man focused video. With the global release of Avengers Alliance 2, they offered new players a Spider-Man pack for $9.99. That's US dollars. You got a little bit of gold, you got Spider-Man. I'm not sure everything you got. When you get Spider-Man, he is 2-star. My Spider-Man is 3-star. I do recommend if you get Spider-Man, do his tasks, do his trials to get him to 3-star. Even his 3-star trials to get him to 4 stars is pretty doable. They're all pretty much Chapter 1 stuff. So easily accessible, and I'm going to show you why Spider-Man's a monster. Here you see his stats. He has no ISOs equipped, and his evasion is super high. For having no ISOs, super high. His health's decent. Attack and defense not all that great. Speed and accuracy pretty decent. You can see his passives with great power. 50% chance to follow up when an ally attacks. Use a responsibility action to switch modes. This is important. I'm going to go to his move set. Having one responsibility and 2 power is definitely the way to go. As you can see here, power and responsibility, 50% chance to follow up when an ally attacks, 50% chance to pre-counter with a taunt when an enemy attacks. The taunt applies demoralized, which decreases accuracy and damage, I believe. I believe it's accuracy, I'm not 100% sure, but not bad. We go to his abilities. I have got Web Slingshot. That's a 3-star ability right now. It starts off 2 stars, so get it up to 3 stars, pay the 1000 AP. It applies off balance with an 80% chance. Take 75% increased damage from free attacks. Here's the big one. It applies hastened. Your next ability is fast. There's a reason for that. I like Jumping Spider. It's a slow ability. With hastened, it becomes a fast ability. It's Seeking. This action can target stealthy characters, and it's a Cunning Maneuver. This attack deals 50% extra damage if the attacker has a tactical buff. Spider-Man's tactical ability applies 2 tactical buffs to himself, Guarded and Alerted. Good chance that if you got Guarded on, somebody's going to go ahead and hit you. But Alerted is difficult to remove unless somebody has, I want to say, the ability Foiled. Foiled removes and prevents tactical buffs. Rarely do I see Foiled in combat, both with the AI and PvE and other players in PvP. Second ability, I said Jumping Spider. Third ability, Ultimate Throw. That's a slow ability as well. Deadly Grace. This attack deals increased damage based on the difference in evasion between the attacker and target. In Critical Path, act again immediately if the attack is a critical hit. 464 damage, pretty decent. So let's look at his ISOs. What's interesting about Spidey is being a scrapper, he has 5 slots for evasive type ISOs. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but pretty much if it's purple, it's going to be evasive. If it's blue, it's going to be defensive. If it's yellow, it's going to be attacking. I want to say gray or white. I could have the color mistaken. This is pretty much around the board. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a 5-star Indomitable, resist debuff. Now, the important thing you want to focus on Spidey here is his evasion and his accuracy. It's important to get Indomitable on him. Yeah, Indomitable. I'm pronouncing it right. From here, I am a huge fan. Really, the Benevolent, the Resist Death once per battle, not all that awesome. I'm equipping this guy because, as you can see, 331 evasion, 132 attack and accuracy. Pretty important. When you're building up your characters, when you're playing the game, when you're going through your heroic missions, getting matching sets is pretty important. But once you get to end game, the sets don't matter as much as the stats do. As you can see here, this guy has got 198 to all abilities except for accuracy. It offers 496 or 331 to accuracy. That's insane. Plus, it's a matching set bonus with yellow, so it gives you a little bit more. Really great jewel there. I do like the, well, apparently I'm going to click off on it. I do like the flanking ability. I have complained about flanking in the past. I still think that protected targets should take less damage, or however they decide to do it, but it's important for Spidey. You really don't want to hit bruisers. You may, but you don't want to. And in the end, I'm going to go back to his profile. You can see his evasion is now across the board. I mean, it's just super high, 4715. Give him alerted, and it buffs that. And then what's important about Spider-Man, and I didn't show you this, but I'm going to now. When you get him to level 20, he gets great responsibility. Switching modes grants spider strength, increasing stats. That'll add up 3 times. And once it does on its third time, Spider-Man's stats are just monster, just crazy good. So let's see Spider-Man like we did with Vision in PvP, and we're also going to see him in PvE. Now for this setup, I think I still have War Machine as my leader. Let's go ahead and run the deploy. I'm going to skip the dialogue, guys. I'm sure if you haven't used your archive token, you can read it all then, but that's not the purpose of this video. So let's replace these two. I'm going to go ahead and throw some Ant-Man in there. I know this wave has two bruisers at the end, and counterbalance is going to help out Spidey a bit. There is no infiltrators in this fight, but you're going to see that even without his class advantage bonus, Spider-Man still does he does pretty well. I mean, if you go back to the Vision video, you'll see it. But I'm going to put all focus. I'm not gonna bypass attacks because of the focus being on Vision. I'm gonna make sure Spider-Man is front and center in this bad boy. Yeah, see, Wasp is taking a little bit of damage already. I'm gonna go ahead and now with Ant-Man, I am going to want to attack these guys, but because they're scrappers and he's an infiltrator, let's go ahead and counterbalance it. Let's go ahead and bring Spider-Man out. Now what's nice about this is Spider-Man's ultimate throw does bonus damage based on his evasion. So with Wasp, and people say, well, why would you even use Wasp in PvP? Because Wasp's Queen Bee offers alerted to the entire team. Just from that alone, Spider-Man's now at 5,893 evasion. So let's go ahead and do a little hit. Not a bad hit, and it's hastened. Now what's neat about that is he's off balance, so there's responsibility. Off balance is going to make any counterattack do more damage. That's important is if you've got a character like Ant-Man who can turn around and make sure that the enemy is going to attack back with a counterattack or a distracted, which will make your own team counterattack. Off balance is going to do extra damage. Now you saw I clicked on jumping spider, but because I've got two enemies in front of me, let's go ahead and do ultimate swing or ultimate throw. So Spidey's evasion's at 6270. You see he's got one stack of spider strength, increases all the stats by 8%. Not bad. Let's go ahead and use ultimate throw. Taken down. Let's go back to web slingshot. So we're jumping back and forth between abilities, between modes, responsibility and power. You see Spidey's evasion's now at 7025. That's pretty decent for a scrapper, especially when one of his moves is based on evasion. Now we'll go to jumping spider, so we want power again. Let's go ahead and hit this guy. That's a pretty decent chunk for a character that really just that is not his weaker class. That's not an infiltrator. So to do that damage on a neutral class is pretty good. And of course there's distracted. Gotta love distracted. For Wasp at this point, we're going to go ahead and inspire our team. That'll give a stat buff again. I'm going to do this probably on each of Spider-Man's turns, but we'll take a look. Okay, Ant-Man, there's your 7,496 evasion. Wasp was at 60. When Wasp has sprightly, it'll be higher, but what's important here is that Spider-Man is accurate, hence all of the critical hits he's been landing. See, that small sting was all because it was a counter class, plus he had off balance and distracted. So, all in all, Spidey hit him pretty decently. Now, what you gotta love about bruisers, see their evasion is at 21, 23. This is Spidey's counter class. This class has an advantage over Spider-Man. But what's wonderful about that is that Spider-Man's at 7496. They're at 2100. So Spider-Man's got 3 times the evasion. Watch this. Decent sized hit. Decent sized hit. We're going to go ahead and just get the fight over with because I know we want to go into some PvP. I gotta love that Ant-Man's healing and he's not taking any damage, but let's see. Let's go ahead and hit him. Spider-Man's turn's almost over, so let's do some jumping spider. Look at that massive hit. Because he was protected, Spider-Man couldn't follow up his attack, but you'll have that. He's got a class advantage, still does 700 some odd damage. I'm not complaining. And there's your Spider-Man. Now, for the PvP fight, I got some gems. For the PvP fight, I am going to bring Wasp. I know people just hate on her for it, but Spider-Man's at his best with alerted. PvP is about killing the enemy as fast as possible. So, Spider-Man's tactical ability will give him alerted, which will increase his evasion, but it'll waste a turn on Spider-Man. We don't want to waste turns, so let's make sure that we get our turns up as fast as possible. For this, I'm going to use Spidey. I'm going to switch out the Hulk with Wasp, and let's see what happens. Oh, look at that. We got ourselves a bit of a villainous team. I mean, Groot's not a villain, of course. Nebula's surprisingly decent. We know about Electro, I'd assume. Electro, if Electro's on the enemy team and you hit anyone on the enemy team, there's a possibility you could gain static shock. You could the debuff. And a lot of Nebula's attack are shock attacks. So those two will work together. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry for that. Do hate me some. Oh, there's Nebula all the way in the back row. I did a video on that the other day. I'll still hit Nebula, I don't mind. Yep, see. Already got static shock. Let's see our evasions. 21 2117, 2992, 23. Let's take Electro out. Static shock again, gotta love it. That's a 900 hit damage hit. Not embarrassed by that one bit. Go ahead and build our focus up real quick. I don't know what Groot's doing. But there goes Nebula. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to debuff Groot. He's a tad strong, but intimidated is a good debuff. Ah, gotta appreciate that. So he's got a shield up. How about we go ahead and drop that shield? Oh, there's his web attack again. You gotta love the power ability. So he guarded it a little bit, but not bad. Groot's not gonna last much longer here, guys. So let's take a look at Spidey and Groot again. Groot's got an evasion of 2736. Not awful. Spider-Man's at 6322. Also not awful. And because Spidey's got an extra turn, let's go ahead and finish Groot off. And there you have it, guys. Spider-Man in action. He is a beast. Before the last patch, Spider-Man was awfully, awfully weak. I love what they've done with him. He's a slow build character. You're not going to have Spider-Man at his A game from the get-go. He's not going to one-shot people like Angela or Black Widow will. But if those characters are balanced out and PvP fights go just a tad longer for you, I think Spider-Man's a real winner. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what characters you'd like to see next. If I got them, I'd be happy to do them. If they're decently skilled. If I got them and they're not, I'll do my best to get them up for you. I want to entertain you guys. I want to be informative. Again, thanks for watching, and be sure to let me know.